Dear Father in heaven, I want to thank you tonight for all the people coming out to help put this country back together. And I want to thank you for Bev Martin for all she's done to get this organized and just get us all excited about what's going to happen in this country and all the amazing things are going to be changing real soon. And I want to thank you for this great nation. I want to thank you for all the people, the soldiers, men and women that have fought for our freedom. Freedom isn't free. I want you to bless everybody here tonight and watch care over their families and help us to come together as a group and make some wise decisions for the future of this nation and for the future of our kids and our grandkids. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Okay, why don't we say the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks a lot. We've got some people from around the state. I'd like to acknowledge them, fair tax people. We stand up here and tell you name and where you're from. Yeah, right there.
My name is John McMillan. I'm from Sykeston, Missouri, and one of the co-directors for the 8th District of Fair Tax.
I'm Barbara Smith. I'm from Blackwater, Missouri. It's Conference 69. They don't even know about fair tax. So, you know, I think there's a lot of work to be done in a lot of areas.
Everywhere.
So, you know, I worked really hard for fair tax for a while, and you mentioned soldiers, and I have gone on and I've been working very actively with a group called 1110, and would be glad to give anybody information on that who would be interested.
All right.
Thank you.
Anybody?
I'm Fred Berry. I'm the Columbia coordinator. I've been with this band recruiting me back in April. My wife assisted me in that quite a bit. I'm a retired Army person, and I enjoy doing this. And we will get together after Columbia.
Yeah, Beverly, of course, and Merle.
We are a tag team, and we go all through the state of Missouri, introducing the fair tax to other small towns, large towns, and to groups. And that's what we do. And we'll do that for you too.
Sounds like we've got a gig coming up in Blackwater.
Yes.
I'm really kind of proud of it and everything else, but every time we hear somewhere across the state, they always say, well, the Kelly County Fair Tax people are really the ones that's good meetings, they get a lot of good speakers, we got a lot of stuff going on. They look to us for kind of a model. I feel very blessed on that and everything else, and I don't know if we deserve it or not, but Bevis is really the one who got this going. Tom and I just kind of try to hold it together and stuff, so that's there, and this will go on with our meeting speakers and stuff, I guess.
Okay. Randy was talking about speakers. We have great speakers. Tonight we have one of the best. His name is Representative Andrew, is it Koenig or Koenig? Koenig. He's a representative from the 88th District in St. Louis County. This week I got my NRA magazine, and they rank all of the candidates, and I noticed that Representative Koenig has an A rating from the NRA. Also, I noticed that he didn't have an opponent. That's sort of impressive. As I understand it, the representative is a business owner in St. Louis County, and he is the one in the upcoming legislative session in Missouri that's going to be the tip of the spear for the passage of the Jobs and Prosperity Bill. So we're not trying to put too much responsibility on you, but a lot depends on you.
some of the points on why the fair tax is good, and then I'll give you an update on how I think things are gonna turn out and what our potential is this year. So during my tenure in the House, my primary goal is eliminating the income tax for Missouri.
Okay.
I'll be the lead sponsor on the HJR this year. We're gonna start off and model it off of the bill that we had last year, the House Committee substitute for HJR 56. And what the bill does, it eliminates the franchise tax, the corporate tax, and the Missouri income tax with an expanded consumption tax on all new goods and services. Currently, most services do not have a sales tax, so that's where a lot of the expansion comes from. We will be phasing it in over 5 years, and the entire corporate tax and the franchise tax will be eliminated in the first year. So that will help bring businesses to the state of Missouri. And there will also be a rebate of roughly $2,800 per person with a maximum of 5, or maximum of 4 per household. So a family of 4 would have roughly $11,000 in untaxed spending. The exemptions that we'll have, there'll be exemptions for insurance companies. Gas will be exempt, tuition, and donations to charities. The reason why gasoline is exempt is because the revenues are dedicated, so they would go directly to MoDOT. It would not go to the general revenue, so it would not reduce our rate. And basically, MoDOT would get a huge windfall. Also, gasoline is already heavily taxed. Insurance has a special situation where they have 49 states have an agreement where basically if we raise the tax on them, then they'll raise the tax on us and it'll drive insurance companies out of the state. So what I decided to do is give them a reverse exemption, so they'll still have to pay, they won't get the business-to-business exemption that everybody else will get. So that's kind of a way to backdoor it. And then the reason why we exempted tuition is because we consider it an investment, and we don't want to tax investments. When designing a tax system, we would never design a tax system that we have today. So what we want to do is we want to pick a tax system that does the least amount of damage. And income does the most amount of damage when trying to create jobs. If you have a high income tax, you're going to have a citizenry that is less productive. Consumption does the least amount of damage. Over the last 50 years, there's been 11 states that have implemented a new income tax. And I have the data on 10 of the states. Gross state product has decreased 5 years after they implemented it in 9 of those 10 states. In 11 out of 11 states, 10 years following, they've lost a percentage of population and lost personal income in comparison to the rest of the United States. So basically, people are leaving the state that have implemented these new income taxes. The people that are left are making less money. All right. All the economic statistic points to that income tax is hostile to creating wealth. In comparing the 9 states that have no income tax versus the 9 states that have the highest income tax, the no income tax states are beating the high income tax states by almost every statistic out there, including job growth, wage growth, and gross state product, domestic in-migration. Some opponents say that Missouri will not be able to do this because the states that have no income tax are getting revenues from other sources, such as like Alaska gets it from oil, or Texas, has oil revenues, or Florida has tourism. But that somehow doesn't prove that the income tax is good. The income tax is bad and we need to change it. Missouri will have an expanded sales tax that is larger than the other state. So we will still be able to achieve revenue neutrality by our expanded tax base. The tax system that we will have, it will be simplified. No longer will we be looking at all individuals and all businesses. That's what we're doing right now with sales tax and income tax. We're looking at all people, all individuals, and we're looking at all businesses. Under this system, we're only going to be looking at businesses. So no longer will individuals have to try to comply with a complex tax system. It moves us away from mercantilism. Right now, we have over $600 million in tax credits that we hand out. And many of these tax credits go to businesses who aren't even paying taxes. It's corporate welfare is what it is. If you're a small or a mid-sized company, you aren't going to want to try to go through the red tape and go through the paperwork it takes to try to get a tax credit. So basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to buy off these large corporations to try to entice them to come to the state of Missouri. And it's just not working. If you're a small business, you aren't going to go through all that. Over the last 50 years in the state of Missouri, the sales tax is 50% less volatile than the income tax. So it's more predictable, it's more stable. So when you're trying to budget for whatever the state spends their money on, it's easier to manage the sales tax. Some other opponents have said that there may be a problem with people going across the border if we expand our sales tax. Under this plan, because we have an expanded base, the local rate is going to be reduced by about 40%. And right now, Missouri, out of the 8 states that border us, Missouri has the lowest sales tax. So we can actually significantly increase our sales tax and still be competitive. Missouri's rate right now is 4.225, and there is 5 of the 8 states that border us have rates over 6%. So what do I see this year? Last year we did have a problem in the House with the Speaker, and we also had a problem in the Senate. This year the new Speaker is on board. We will have a floor leader that is also on board with us. And with the Republicans increasing the majority, I'm very optimistic about getting it through the House this year. I'm going to try, I should be on one of these committees. I'm going to try to get the bill to come through the committee next year. So that will certainly be helpful. I've already talked to several new members and that are incoming, and a lot of them seem like they're on board. And with, like I said, I think we'll get an extra seat on the committee. So that will make it so even if there are a few Republicans who fail on us, I think we'll still have the majority to get it through the committee. And I'm very optimistic about getting through the House. The big question is the Senate. We don't know who's going to be in leadership in the Senate, and if we don't have anybody with a backbone, there could be problems there. So we just need to make sure we put a lot of pressure on Senate leadership to make sure it gets referred to the right committee, to make sure they are willing to debate it on the floor.
Can I talk to that for a second?
Sure.
I'm working with a group of people who are trying to do just what you asked. And what we have is we've set up a website, and we've asked Tea Party leaders to go to that website and to tell their constituents about the website, and to go in there and sign a petition. And basically what the petition says is that we recognize there's a problem with the heir apparent as the Senate pro tem. And we ask that in signing this petition, you agree that that is a problem and that you want the senators, and we name some names there as examples, to basically muster the courage to take him on and vote somebody who will do the people's business. That's basically what it says. And so far, this has only been out like 4 days, and we've got 127 signers to that. And now these signers are not